1 week after Donald Trump's presidential victory, Republicans are in position to control Capitol Hill. The GOP has already taken the Senate from the Democrats, and it has the edge in keeping control of the House.
Several Republicans are competing for the top slot in the Senate as longtime leader Mitch McConnell is stepping down. CBN Capitol Hill correspondent Michelle London has the latest.
As of now, Republicans appear to be on track to keep the House majority. They have 214 seats out of the required 218. With 18 races to be decided, we may not know the overall outcome for days.
After retaking the Senate, members will vote for a new party leader Wednesday to replace Mitch McConnell, who's stepping aside after nearly 2 decades at the helm.
One of the most gratifying results of the Senate becoming Republican, the filibuster will stand. There won't be any new states admitted, and we'll quit beating up the Supreme Court every time we don't like a decision they make.
McConnell, the longest-serving party leader in U.S. history, first won the job back in 2007.
You guys know how long I've been around. I had really hoped I'd be able to hand over to my successor the majority.
The 3 main contenders are South Dakota Senator John Thune, Texas Senator John Cornyn, and Florida Senator Rick Scott, whom chief political analyst David Brody sees as a possible frontrunner.
The energy right now is with Senator Rick Scott. There's no doubt about it. You got people like Tucker Carlson, Elon Musk, others that are in Trump's orbit lobbying for Senator Scott. So that's what makes it interesting. It makes it a wild card.
Whoever wins, Donald Trump insists they support his ability to install recess appointments to his cabinet. Meanwhile, Wyoming Senator John Barrasso is expected to take the number 2 slot as majority whip. Barrasso telling NBC's Meet the Press Sunday that the Senate will act swiftly.
The mandate are the 2 things that people cared the most about, which is the high costs and the open border. And those are the things we're going to start working on immediately.
As for the House, votes in at least 18 uncalled races are still being counted, and Republicans are on track to keep their majority next year. Democrats lost a competitive race in Michigan, where Republican Tom Barrett defeated Congressman Curtis Hertel, flipping the state's 7th congressional seat. The Democrats' last hope for flipping the chamber rests on 5 Republican-held seats in California, 2 in Arizona, and 1 in Iowa, where GOP incumbent Rep. Marionette Miller Meeks is likely headed for a recount. Republicans currently lead in all those seats, as Democrats also fight to protect remaining vulnerable seats in California and Colorado.
In Pennsylvania, several outlets have declared Republican David McCormick the winner. But with nearly 100,000 ballots left to be counted, Democrat incumbent Bob Casey hasn't conceded. Michelle London, CBN News, Washington.
Well, in other news, as the Senate prepares for confirmation hearings, President Trump is busy choosing nominees for his cabinet. He may not want to take advice from me, but I hope he's counting the number of congressional representatives he has before he nominates any more representatives to the cabinet. He might be in danger of losing the majority. Well, John Jessup has that story and more from our CBN News Bureau in Washington. John?
Thanks, Gordon. A new batch of names coming out of the president-elect's camp. He's expected to choose Florida Senator Marco Rubio as his Secretary of State, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem as Secretary of Homeland Security, and Florida Congressman Mike Waltz to be his national security advisor. Trump already has named New York Congresswoman Elise Stefanik as the U.S. ambassador to the United Nations, and former Immigration and Customs Enforcement Director Tom Homan as border czar, responsible for deporting immigrants who came to the United States illegally.